Welcome boys, girls, demons and spirits to another Devilish Serpents video. How the devil are you? Greetings from the mountains of Germany. In one of my last videos I declared that uploads would be a lot more consistent and higher quality, and then I got bogged down into a little project that was going to take me quite a while to complete, and that's what all of my spare mental capacity went on, is this little project with my Hognose. I have been investigating, researching and experimenting a little bit with my Hognose diet, and so I wanted to make a video documenting my little experiment, sharing the results and some of my research with everyone on YouTube. This is a new format of video that I'm trying out for the first time, and I hope you enjoy it and stick around to watch it. So let's talk about what led me into this little experiment. I recently moved from England, my home country, it's where I've lived all my life, to Germany in the Black Forest to be with my wife, who has lived here all her life. As soon as I arrived, I started to research the biggest names in Germany to do with Hognose, if anyone locally, if there was any big breeders locally, and at some of the more local pet shops to me. And there was one shop in particular I was scrolling through that was kind of local to me and looking at what Hognose they had available. Underneath each Hognose ad was a distinct warning. Now this is not verbatim, but it was along the lines of, please feed your Hognose a varied diet, including fish. This species is very prone to obesity. They need a varied diet. Was the whole sentiment of this warning, was you can't feed them just mice. And my instant reaction to this was not receptive. This is not common advice given in England or America, where the hobby is its biggest. This goes against everything you see the warriors in these Facebook groups talk about. If you was to put that warning in one of the toxic Facebook Hognose groups, you would start an international conflict. Like, it's just very, very common knowledge that you feed a Hognose mice and mice only. Otherwise, expect the apocalypse. Your Hognose is gonna die. And then also, as I was scrolling through the hashtag on Instagram, Hognose, which is German for Hognose Snake, which actually translates to Hognose Snake. Fun little bit of information for you. In Germany, they're called Hognose Snakes. Again, on that hashtag, within Germany, I'm seeing people feed their Hognose fish, bits of chicken, like chicken heart and eggs, and just a lot more varied food. After some time, I calmed my bit of ego down of, the instant reaction is, no, my husbandry is fine. Like, there can't be another way of doing this. And so I decided I wanted to investigate this a little bit. The standard feeding guide for Hognose in England and America, for the most part, is very surface level, and it is only mice, only feed mice, smaller than the Hognose head, and never deviate from this. Never deviate from this, because your Hognose will die. It just won't eat mice again if you deviate, and it will just die a horrible death. And this is 99% of what is this is what 99% of people give as advice. And I actually started to suspect, after seeing the common practice here of varying diets, that maybe this advice is given out of convenience rather than for the benefit of the Hognose health. It's very convenient to us humans to feed them just mice. Before I continue, I just want to add a disclaimer. I'm not gunning for anybody's views or intellect. I'm not challenging your husbandry. I'm challenging my own husbandry and trying to see if I can improve my own Hognose health and life. I do acknowledge the fact that Hognose need a whole prey item. If a Hognose was to switch to purely chicken hearts or egg or fish, they would die eventually, because a Hognose needs all the vitamins in a whole prey item like mice or rats. But here's the thing, I'm not looking for sufficient, I'm looking for the best care possible for my hoggies. So for this project, I am going to introduce salmon into one of my Hognose's diet. On the screen right now, I will show the difference between the contents of mice and salmon and the vitamins that your Hognose would gain, and Yeah, this list is absolutely mental. It's double as long as mice. It is amazing. I'm just going to read you quickly the extra vitamins your hognose would get from a bitter salmon, rather than just mice. Vitamin B1, B2, B3, B5, B6, B12, selenium, niacin, pantophytic acid, iodine, potassium, sodium, and omega-3 acids. Obviously, this is such a treasure trove of vitamins and nutrients. If you can get this into your snake, why wouldn't you? There's one particular vitamin here I want to point out that is going to be amazing for your hognose. That is selenium. Selenium is involved in DNA synthesis, thyroid hormone metabolism, and reproductive health. Let me say that again. Selenium improves reproductive health. This means adding a small amount of salmon to a hognose's diet will help it avoid obesity because of the thyroid hormone metabolism aid. So it will help with that issue, which they are prone to get in captivity. And it's going to improve its overall reproductive health, which if you're a breeder, you should be amazed right now. This is the holy grail of nutrients for breeders of hognose. Selenium improves reproductive health. There's so much to be gained here for the hognose, and if you're a breeder, there's so much to be gained here for you. So with that sentiment, let's look at the arguments of why I shouldn't even investigate this, why I shouldn't even look into it, why this is a bad idea. The number one most dominating bit of advice is your hognose will never ever ever touch a mouse again. It's never going to eat mice again. You're playing with fire, and it's heavily proven that hognose, as soon as they taste a bit of fish or frog, they'll never eat mice again. I see it every day, and it's overwhelming, this advice. How many people tell you this advice is overwhelming to the point where you would never suspect it's wrong, because 99% of people advise it. However, I'm fairly certain the majority of people have never experienced this firsthand. They are just scared into giving this advice because they themselves are frightened that if they give their hognose something else, they've caused an issue. Another argument I see, which actually has a lot of merit to it, is a mouse has everything a hognose needs. It's a whole prey item, and obviously it's been well established for decades that hognose live perfect lives with just mice. Whereas my thought process at the moment is, are we doing the equivalent of feeding a person just instant ramen and chicken nuggets for their whole life? Like, yes, they're a human, they're alive, they can function like a human, but they can hardly open a car door because they don't have the strength, because their diet is so bad. They're just getting what is needed, not what they could get. Especially in the last 2 years, as there's been more people making videos, being a lot more open about their practices behind closed doors, you're starting to see how many egg bindings happen, how many clutches are being laid rotten, how many clutches don't make it past like a week or two, and it just makes me think something could be missing. But it's the first argument that's overwhelming, and that's the one I want to experiment against. So I'm going to include salmon into Astrid's diet. I've actually already done this experiment. I'm actually narrating after the fact. So basically I did this within 6 meals. So meal 1, I was going to offer salmon for the first time. Meal 2, I was going to offer a mouse, just to see that she hasn't magically decided that she only wants fancy Japanese cuisine now. Meal 3 and 4, she'll get salmon back to back. I really want her to taste salmon. I want her to get a real good taste for it and be like, yeah, this is tasty. I want her to tempt me to give me issues. And then meal 5 and 6, I'll be offering a mouse again for both back to back, just to see if she'll take it. Again, if she has magically decided she only wants 3 Michelin star cuisine meals, or if she in fact will just take mice still. So I'm actually giving Astrid very small portions to what she's used to. She's normally fed 20 to 25 plus gram mouse every fortnight. She's an adult girl, whereas I'm going to be offering the equivalent of 8 to 10 gram mice or salmon every week. This is one, so it doesn't take me 3 or 4 months to do this investigation. That was my thinking. And second, if I leave feedings a fortnight between each one with Astrid, I could feed her Lego bricks and she would take it after a fortnight. She's quite food aggressive. So, fast forward 6 weeks, how did it turn out? Week 1, I offered her the salmon. She was really taken back. She really didn't understand what I was trying to give her. She was smelling it and her brain was telling her this is food, but she didn't recognise it and she was a little bit freaked out by it. But in the end, she took it, she tongue fed it, and she scoffed it down. Week 2, offered her a mouse again, she took it no problem, back to her usual food aggressive state. Week 3, offering the salmon again, there was still some hesitation, not as much, but still some hesitation with it, but she took the salmon again, no problem. Week 4, we actually unfortunately had an incident where she did recognise the salmon pretty much straight away, and she bit down on the salmon and accidentally bit down pretty hard on my metal tongs. And it freaked her out so much she refused to be tongue fed at all by me that day. I left the salmon in a bowl in her enclosure and she ate it absolutely fine. The bowl was completely empty in the morning, not even a scrape of salmon left. Week 5 and 6 with the mouse continued as normal, back to a normal food aggressive state of banging the mouse and trying to roll it like a crocodile. So these were the results I was looking for, as smooth as it could possibly go, no issues at all. Astrid, I'm now know will take mice and salmon and they don't affect each other. So now I know with Astrid at least, I can feed her different meal types and she's going to be absolutely fine with it, which is fantastic because she will be a breeder for me in the future. I do want her to lay a clutch or two for one of my projects. So the fact I can give her something like salmon, which has so much benefits to it, especially the selenium, I'm saying it again, selenium improves reproductive health. I'm just so happy that I'm going to be able to give her these extra benefits and nothing's going to happen. What I'm planning to do is feed, because Astrid feeds every fortnight, every 4th feed Astrid will get salmon. So that means she gets 1 portion of salmon every 2 months, essentially. So 3 meals, she'll get a whole mouse, and then on the 4th meal, she'll get the salmon. I can't think of a single reason now not to give her the benefits of salmon. Now you can't take away a full rodent meal as the foundation of what these snakes eat. They need a full prey item, but that doesn't mean you can't add small amounts of other meals with incredible amounts of nutrition in them to boost the snake's health and life. But yeah, just a disclaimer, you can't have salmon as a staple of the diet. The foundation has got to be a whole prey item. So there's the results. Take from it what you will. I hope you took some value from this video and it was informative at least. I urge you to keep questioning standard and regurgitated advice in the hobby. Don't just accept advice or ideas. Try and question why it is that way. Ask people given this information, is this from a first-hand experience, or are you telling me what some rack breeder has told you in the past? If anyone is interested in seeing one of my picky eaters go through this experiment, I'd be more than willing to video and document that as well, because I do want to investigate with, say, let's say Squashy. I would love to investigate if I can get her onto a multi food diet for her overall health. Squashy is not exactly the healthiest hognose. She's got some line bred deformities and some neurological issues. So yeah, now I say that out loud, it might not even be best to do that with Squashy. But definitely one of my more picky eaters, I'd be definitely willing to do this again. Thank you for watching the video today here at Devil Serpents. Please like and subscribe. I've got a whopping video coming out soon. I've been working on the contents of this video, I'm going to say, for about 1.5 to 2 years. The problem is my opinion kept changing with certain points in this video. It's looking to be about 2 hours long at the moment, this new video. I've been trying to get it shorter, I just can't. So I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna, it'll be as long as it will be. Yeah, thank you for watching today, and I'll see you in the next video.